Hi, everyone. Welcome to True Disabled Story. My name is Nico, and I use he, him pronouns. I'm a white man with parted blonde hair, large blue and brown spectacles, and a green zip-up hoodie on. I'm seated against an office wall. Like roughly 25% of Americans and a full 17% of Philadelphians, I'm disabled. And whether we look locally, nationally, or even globally, disability communities are full of dynamic and diverse people who are frankly also delightful, who have their own stories to tell. All we have to do is listen. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a long time, you know that I was born with my disability. I've never known differently, and with such a small disability population for my condition, I'll probably always be disabled. There is no treatments coming. I've been naturally interested in the diagnosis and disability stories of other disabled people, which brings me to today's guest. My friend Christina has been really good to join us, and I can't wait to see what she shares. Hi, Christina. How are you doing?
Hi, Nico. I'm doing really well. How about yourself?
Well, thank you. So, Christina, what was your path to diagnosis like? Was this a surprise that kind of hit you out of the blue? Or was this something you were actively pursuing or maybe just suspected?
So, this is something that came on rather suddenly for me to look into in 2022. I actually was a special education teacher for 13 years, and I hit a point of burnout and had to leave the profession. And with that time that I took away from my career and just doing some inner work and looking into myself, I really started to realize that there were things I was struggling with that I couldn't identify why. This feels very TikTok, but like had that like eldest daughter perfectionist kind of background as a child, and as an adult, that really burned me out. And I was like, why am I feeling such weight and such exhaustion, at this current rate that I've been going? So I started to talk to my therapist more, who suggested that I see a psych. And when I did, came out with an ADHD diagnosis in the end. So it was kind of like I said, it kind of took some self reflection to really get to that point.
Absolutely. So you've been living with this ADHD diagnosis for about 2 years now. What is that impact like? You could take this like socially, professionally, however you want.
It's been really interesting, having grown up, throughout growing up, knowing I was a little bit different, kind of known as a little bit of a weird kid, as awful as that is, but, just not really fitting in, struggling with friendships, some of the things that I've struggled with over the years. And having the diagnosis has really allowed me to understand a little bit more why that was. I'm like, oh, not everybody thinks the way I do. Not everybody has the same thoughts going through their head constantly, and not everybody has these struggles. So it's really allowed me to understand my own struggles. It's also come with a lot of frustration, of where before maybe thinking like, oh, these are things that I can fix, for lack of a better word, understanding now that this is how my brain works, that I am wired a little bit differently than maybe the average person. And, it's come with some struggles with acceptance and knowing that this is what it's going to be. I can work on what I can work on. And at the end of the day, like I have to accept who I am and, the level that I'm at.
Thank you for practicing that, I guess, flexible self-acceptance that you described. I uh, really want to honor that. It must have taken a lot of work, definitely. So, Christina, I want to switch to the back half of our conversation now. Unfortunately, this year we don't have time travel yet. Maybe next year. But if we did have time travel, or even if you were advising a young person just starting out on their ADHD diagnosis, what advice would you give them?
I would give them really like you mentioned, the radical self acceptance is accept that this is who you are, and be grateful and happy with that. There are points where it's frustrating and I'm angry and upset that there's things maybe I won't be able to do, or frustrated when I'm like, why is this so difficult for me? And that only makes it harder. The moments where I can go back and say, okay, this makes sense why I'm struggling in this moment, and it is what it is, and I can only do the best that I can. So really accepting where you are and then trialing accommodations for yourself. You speak up, say, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'd like to try it, whether that's, you're a school age student with a teacher, with a parent, those kinds of things, or I'm lucky enough in my current work environment to be able to do that with my boss and say, like, I'm not sure if this is going to be the thing for me, but it feels like it might be right now. So let's try it and see how that goes. So really accept where you are at and where you're, for lack of a better word, again, functioning at, and be willing to try some things and admit when they don't work. It's okay if it doesn't work. And I think that's really hard because with this can sometimes come some guilt and some shame along with that. So try to let that go and, just find what fits best for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really want to honor something that you said about being able to try different accommodations and then setting them down if they don't serve you. That's really wonderful that you have that option, and more folks should have that flexibility as well. This has been really remarkable, Christina. I really honor the fact that you're like very on point with your answers, and you're like, what you want to say. You come in with like on point messaging. That's really awesome. As we close our time, I want to give you a chance to really promote yourself. And this is a chance that I give everybody that I talk to, regardless of project. If you want to share like a recent win or something that you have like coming down your pipeline, if you're looking to like connect with people online, where can people find you? This is just a chance, free space to be your own cheerleader and give yourself a shout out. So let's hear it.
Thanks. This is a little open ended. So sorry. We struggle with an open ended question. Oh, that's weird. No, I just want to, a win for me has just been, like I said, just being more accepting and being able to say that this is what it is, and being proud of myself for the things that I can do has really been a game changer. I still want to be involved with others with disabilities and would love to connect. So people can find me on LinkedIn under this name. Same on Instagram. I'm not a big Instagram user, but I'm there. But yeah, LinkedIn is a great way to connect with me. And I appreciate the community that is out there. And I just hope to find more people who want to be open and talk about things and, really look to make changes and make space for people like us in the work environment.
Worthy work indeed. Thank you so much, Christina. I want to thank you again for taking the time to talk with me. And I can't wait to see what you do next. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, I'm totally rooting for you.
Thanks.